Do you remember the first ghost story that haunted you? I remember mine. It wasn't Bloody Mary and it wasn't La Llorona. If you grew up in El Paso, you already know what I'm about to say. Hello? It's her, the ghost girl of El Paso High, and she's ready to set the record straight. Hey Ghoster Squad, welcome back to our spooky oasis. I'm Mandy Spooks and I live my best spooky life so you can too. Every Sunday we enter the haunted line, uncovering ghost stories, urban legends, and the spooky origins behind the things we love and fear the most. And today I'm sharing the ghost story that started this entire spooky life for me. First, we're diving into the infamous El Paso High School hauntings because yes, there's more than one. And then I'll share the creepy little moment that convinced childhood Mandy that something was not right at her own school. So grab your spooky mug and get cozy if you dare, because this one hits a little too close to home. Let's start with the facts. Built in 1916, El Paso High is the oldest high school in the city, and to a lot of locals, it's also the most haunted. It sits dramatically on a cliffside near the Franklin Mountains with massive Roman columns and echoing hallways that practically dare you to walk them alone. Locals call it the Lady on the Hill, but this lady, she's full of ghosts. And the weirdness doesn't end above ground. Below the school is a network of underground tunnels. Some say they were used as bomb shelters during World War II. Others say the basement was used as a makeshift morgue, and during renovations, bodies were allegedly found. Either way, it's safe to say the ghosts here don't just haunt the classrooms, they're engraved in the very foundations. And the strange happenings, they go way back. In the 1920s, a snowstorm hit El Paso so hard it shut the entire city down. Some students and teachers were already at the school and they couldn't leave. So they decided to explore the underground tunnels, because that's always a good idea, right? So they found a crumbling brick wall, pushed through it, and behind it were two sealed off classrooms completely untouched. Desks were still in place. Notebooks, candy wrappers, and Coke bottles were still on the tables, like everyone just got up and evacuated immediately. It looked like the rooms had been sealed in a hurry and no one ever came back. And when they tried to find out why the rooms had been sealed, no answers. Just dust and silence. Then came the tragedy. In 1922, a teenage girl reportedly died by suicide, slitting her wrists and throwing herself from the balcony. Not long after, students and staff began seeing a girl falling from the same spot over and over again. The sightings became so frequent, the school did something drastic. They bricked up the hallway entirely. Was it to keep people out or to keep something in? But the story that truly stuck with me, the yearbook ghost girl. In 1985, a graduation photo was taken and displayed in the school's front trophy case. It looked normal until someone noticed a blurry girl in the middle of the group. She was wearing a long white dress and she looked faded, like she wasn't really there. Everyone else was crisp and clear, but her features were soft, blurred, just not right. And even creepier, she wasn't on the original negative. Mr. Tovar, a teacher at the school, said her image appears as if it was inserted after the picture was taken. People tried to scratch her out of the photo and it didn't work. It was like she didn't want to leave, and to this day, students report seeing her roaming the halls, vanishing down staircases, or sobbing behind classroom doors. And that sealed hallway from 1922, It's not the only one. One Reddit user shared that while helping the yearbook team, they had to retrieve something near that area. The second they stepped into the hallway, their ears started ringing and the air felt heavy, like it didn't want them there. They turned right around and never went back alone. And then there's the gym story. Mr. Tovar, yes, the same teacher, he must be a spooky guy. He was also the school's basketball coach, and one day he was running drills with the team when suddenly 2 sealed double doors leading to a tunnel flew open. There was no wind, no draft, no reason. The team wedged a bench in front of the doors, but minutes later, the bench flew across the gym like it was nothing. Practice ended immediately. Tovar sent the team home and didn't return for days. And the hauntings don't end in the hallways and gym. Another coach, Danny McKillop, had a moment too. One night after a late track meet, the team returned to the school around 10 p.m. As students gathered their stuff, McKillop heard the school's fight song and a crowd cheering. It sounded like a pep rally in full swing, and he thought someone must have planned a surprise. But when he ran up to the auditorium, it was dark, silent, empty. When he went back downstairs, the noise started again, even louder. This time, the whole team heard it. They rushed back up, flipped on the lights, and boom! Just kidding. But there was still no one there, and there was something. Tucked inside the steps leading to the stage, they found something strange. An entire Catholic encyclopedia set, hidden between the stairs. They returned them to the library, but the school had no record of them. They didn't belong to any district collection. And if that's not creepy enough, another Reddit user claimed they saw a girl staring at him from the stage while eating lunch in the auditorium. And as he stared back, she slowly vanished into thin air. What really gets me is that all of these stories, they're always about a girl. Is it the same one? Are there multiple ghosts? Was it the girl who died in 1922 or someone from before the school was even built? Growing up in El Paso, these stories were everywhere. So yeah, by the time this very creepy day happened to me, I was already a little on edge. One afternoon at my elementary school, I stayed late for after-school activities. There was this little courtyard in the center of the campus, open air, surrounded by classrooms connecting both ends of the school. It was a gloomy day, total Halloween core vibes, and I told my friends I was going to the restroom across the courtyard. On my way back, I heard keys jangling, a custodian's cart rolling, totally normal for me at the time, and I just kept walking. And then, bang, bang, bang! I heard loud knocking on a classroom door behind me. I obviously immediately turned around to see what was going on, and there was no one there. Nothing. No cart, no custodian, no one. So I ran back to my friends like the little chicken Mandy I was and told them what happened. And they stared at me and said, "We haven't seen the custodian at all this afternoon." Was it a ghost? Were they messing with me? Or was the ghost of El Paso High just haunting my brain? I'll never know, but I never walked those halls the same way again. If you're enjoying the Haunted Line and want to keep it ringing, you can support me on Patreon. I'm working on my first horror short film, and you'll get an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the filmmaking process, plus even more day-in-the-life vlogs. Help us make horror history at the link in the description below. But back to our ghost girl. Whether she's real or just a spooky legend passed down through the halls of El Paso High, there's one thing everyone agrees on. She never really left. Whether these stories are true or just spooky El Paso history, they were real enough to haunt a little girl like Mandy Spooks. And in the world of ghost stories, sometimes all it takes is one photo, one sound, one hallway that doesn't feel quite right to make you believe. Have you ever had a paranormal experience, or do you believe in ghosts? Let me know in the comments. If you love all things spooky, be sure to subscribe if you dare, because every Sunday we answer the haunted line and I show you how I live my best spooky life every day. Until next time, sending you ghouls and kisses. Bye!